Hello, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee. Well, actually, we're just outside of Nashville in a suburb called Hendersonville, and today we're going to pay our respects to the legendary Johnny Cash. Now, for just a little bit of background, Johnny Cash came from very humble beginnings. He was the son of cotton farmers, and he was born in Arkansas in 1932. Now, a young Johnny Cash learned guitar very early on, and he started writing songs at the age of 12. He enlisted in the Air Force in 1950, and it was reported that he was the first American given the news of the death of Joseph Stalin. Now, while serving, he also started his first band, and he was honorably discharged in 1954. Him and his first wife Vivian moved to Memphis, and he was selling appliances and playing at night with a man named Luther Perkins and Marshall Grant, known then as the Tennessee Two. And we know now that they were two of the more influential musicians in Johnny Cash's life. Now, Johnny Cash was kind of a nervous guy, but he knew that he wanted to do music, and he ended up working up the courage to visit Sun Records in Memphis, and he auditioned for Sam Phillips. And Sam Phillips, he was pretty well known at the time locally because he also recorded Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, and several other guys. And his audition consisted of gospel music, to which Sam Phillips basically told him gospel music doesn't sell. Now, it was reported that Sam Phillips told Johnny Cash to go home and sin and come back and bring me music that I can sell, but Johnny Cash said that he never actually said that, so whether or not it was actually said, who knows, but it is a myth that's kind of entertaining. But upon giving him an original song, Sam Phillips decided to record Johnny Cash, and one of his first songs was Cry, Cry, Cry. Not too long after, Johnny Cash recorded Folsom Prison Blues, which made the country music top 5, and I Walk the Line, which rose to a #1 hit on the country music charts, and the rest is pretty much history. Now, this is a picture of Johnny Cash performing early on in his career, but he ended up selling over 90 million albums to become one of the best-selling and most influential artists of all time. He met June Carter, and June Carter was part of the legendary Carter family. She grew up in a show business family, but they settled down in Nashville, a couple miles away from here, which I did a video on his former home the other day. But they lived there for 35 years until their passing in 2003, and they actually passed away just a few months apart from each other. Now, as we go through and try to find the grave of Johnny Cash and the Carter family members, I am trying to be respectful, and I am stepping over the graves. It may not look like it, but I am being very respectful of these spaces. But just over here, we are going to find the grave sites of some influential people in Johnny Cash's life. Now, the first one that we're coming up on, his name is Merle Kilgore, and he was a singer and a songwriter, and he was a really good friend of Johnny Cash, and he was actually Johnny Cash's best man in his wedding to June Carter. Now, he was also known as the manager of Hank Williams Jr., and he co-wrote Ring of Fire. But this is his final resting place right here. It's very easy to find, just a stone's throw away from Johnny and June Carter Cash. But it's a very nice memorial here. He passed away in 2005, just a couple of years after Johnny and June. And over here we have some of the Carter family. This is Anita Carter, who was the sister of June Carter, and one of the daughters of Mother Maybelle and Ezra. And Mother Maybelle, she was the matriarch of the Carter family in show business pretty much her whole life. Passed away in 1978. And then June Carter's father and Mother Maybelle's husband, Ezra. And then right over here are the final resting places of Johnny Cash and June Carter. And usually if you show up here, there are no signs telling you how to find them, but you will be able to find them because there's almost always somebody here or a group of people, and you kind of have to wait in line to get your time here. But it is a very beautiful and peaceful place. It has their signatures on the bottoms. Just a very classy final resting place here. Now, Johnny and June Carter Cash, they were very well known in this area. Obviously, they were known all over the world, but they were specifically, a lot of people in town knew them and they made themselves available. They were really good to the fans, they were good to their neighbors, good to their friends. They were often seen out in public, and they were, they didn't hide like a lot of celebrities today would. But it's just a very peaceful place out here. Now, I'd also like to mention that if you guys haven't seen yet, a couple days ago I did a video on the former home of Johnny and June Carter Cash, just a few miles up the road. It's the home that they shared for 35 years. It burned down after being bought by Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees. But if this is your first time here on this channel, be sure to subscribe for more famous graves, cemetery tours, Hollywood locations, historic sites, and all that good stuff. But that's pretty much all I have for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this short look at Johnny and June Carter Cash's final resting places and a little bit of history and information about the man in black himself. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.